Hello and welcome to the MegaMonsterCast, where today we are talking about episode 12 of Neon Genesis Evangelion. I am Nick,
Hello.
with me are Alex and Josh.
Hello there.
So this episode kind of gives us a little bit of payoff to some things that we had talked about previously. So Alex, in a previous video, we talked about what you thought the second impact was, because we've been talking about the various impacts, like the second and the third specifically. And this episode actually shows us the second impact.
Yeah.
Um, so what do you think about it, knowing that it involves giant angel wings coming up from the Antarctic as a crater is destroyed from is blown out of the earth?
I mean, it's one of the cooler portions of an angel.
Hmm.
Gives me very Ghidorah vibes.
Yeah, that's fair. It is pretty
It
dope.
seems more dangerous than any angel we've seen before,
Hmm. Uh,
and it
yeah.
sets up a weird story or like a timeline between these events.
Hmm. So not only that, but if you look closely in this scene, we see specifically a couple of things that are like really important. Um, Obviously, like the main part of the crux of this like opening sequence is showing Misato being put inside of like a protective chamber when the second
Which looks
impact occurs.
oddly reminiscent.
Oh yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah, definitely. Considering what we know about his work from later in the episode.
Mhm. Um, but specifically, we also see a being of light that looks eerily similar to an Evangelion. And we only see it for like a second.
I didn't see it as a being. It looked like a crack in the ceiling. Is that actually what that was?
Go back and look at the episode.
No,
Yeah.
I'm looking at it
We
now.
get like,
It's so fast. I need to pause correctly.
yeah, yeah. If you look at it, it's like,
No, it's definitely reminiscent. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, yeah. So that
It even
is,
has eyes.
yeah, yeah. So this is kind of, again, like it's important, and the show does all these little things of if you like blink, you miss a huge important detail.
That's one of those things you notice on a second run through if you're not analyzing it.
Yeah, and like I have to imagine as like a kid in the '90s watching this, like that had to have been such a huge moment for a lot of kids growing up, like seeing that angel and seeing that it looks like an Evangelion in that
Is
moment.
that actually a shot of the angel or just like a representation? I'm still not convinced.
That's fair.
Because
Uh,
it clearly forms from material in the ceiling falling away, and we don't see the full body of the angel from any other perspective other than that exact moment.
that's fair. I mean, what? I guess we'll
Also,
have to find
the
out. Go ahead.
I was gonna say also like we've already seen that the Avas have something underneath their armor, so how much of the armor is their shape, I think is in question.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, all things where like this is one of our first big moments of the series where like they've been talking about the impacts for episodes until now, like
Have we
full
gotten any
episodes.
information on the first impact?
No. And
Okay.
that's something important to remember too, Alex, that as of right now, there is zero reference to the first impact. We have the second impact and we have them trying to prevent the third. As far as I remember, and Josh, correct me if I'm wrong, they have never talked about the first impact.
Single tide.
Mhm.
Well, and to think that we've had several angels. What has it been? 9 so far.
Yes.
Uh, maybe 8. But if they're trying to prevent the impact, then the angels themselves are not the impact. So
Yep. So it must have something to do with something, but we haven't had that
must be a
properly
trigger of
explained.
some sort, or like some level of too far gone.
Mhm. And
Like
again,
you say, it's a singular point.
awful.
I know.
Yep.
Well, I mean, a singularity is what a lot of the techno dystopians will reference.
And
See,
also a
it
Godzilla
all comes
show.
back around to Godzilla.
Yeah.
Terrible, terrible fucking shit.
But yeah, so now we get cut to the 3 teenage boys drawing off because they got caught in the rain, and they're talking about
I don't know. We first get cut off immediately to just her boobs.
well, yeah, we do get her boobs because horny teenagers are watching this show, and Josh.
That's true.
And
Always having fun.
then we get them talking about like them in the they've come in out of the rain, and they're drying off, and Asuka has to immediately be incredibly abrasive to them.
To be fair, she's correct.
You're not wrong, but sometimes it's hard to side with Asuka, and by sometimes I mean often.
But this time, she's all right for y'all now.
I mean, she is changing in the other room, so she does want them not to be weirdos, but
They're going.
I mean, yeah. And then we get the big reveal of Misato got a promotion, so now she
Yeah.
is even more under the thumb of Gendo.
Just in time.
Yep, just in time. Yeah, so
Felt like this was a punishment for her
I mean,
rather
kind of.
than a promotion.
Yeah. I mean, now we know that
It's going
she's
to be used like one. Absolutely.
yep. So now we have
Remember, kids,
major.
don't take the promotions.
Yeah, don't take a promotion if you work for a sinister as fuck dude who has hired you mainly to be his son's new father.
Or if you work under a guy named Larry.
That sounds like it's a personal story. So yeah. Then we cut to our fucking golden children being tested on, and we get a couple of important beats in this. The biggest takeaways, in my opinion, are Asuka is still considered to have the highest overall. Was it synchronization or was it like?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Shinji is catching up at a rather remarkable rate.
By 8 points.
Yep, and he's managed to do that in like a week. So
Asuka, big man.
yeah, I mean, like she still holds out that she has the highest synchro, right? But at his rate of improvement, it's not unlikely for him to eventually catch up to, if not surpass her. At least
This
that's kind of what the scene
also
is playing.
this also tells me that they're not actually synchronizing to the Avas. The Avas are not present in any form.
I mean, they are still synchronizing to the LCL though.
The capsule.
Yeah,
No,
which goes
the shit
inside.
inside of the capsule.
Yeah, which
The juice.
Yeah.
yeah, so that's the connection bridge, not synchronization directly to the Avas. Unless we assume that the juice inside the LCL, as you call it, is representative of the Avas.
Alex, do you remember anything
It's the womb
specifically
juice.
anyone has said about the LCL?
That it smells like blood.
Yeah. I wonder what that means.
Probably somewhere in the cerebral, like it gets injected into what looks to be the spinal column. One would imagine it would have something to do with in a human, the amygdala, that lower lizard brain aspect of the being,
Yeah.
that fight or flight or freeze response.
Hope none of
Or
that
if they're
fluid
playing,
leaks
or if
down
they're playing it up
anywhere.
as the frontal lobe, it would be something else.
It's okay, Josh.
But it seems to be bioorganic.
It's okay, Josh. Eventually, we'll just take a teenager and shove them into your spine.
It would only be in a
Anything that will plug up the hole.
Yeah. You're just an
I'm so sick
Evangelion
of it.
making.
Oh, sick.
I wouldn't be too happy about that. It's a fucking awful, awful existence.
Just means I'm gonna get shot a lot. That's still okay with it.
Yep. But yeah. So, of course, Shinji rides home with Misato. It's
Why is Asuka so mad at me all the time?
yeah, I wonder if it's because she's bratting as hard as she can to get you to put her in her place, and you don't respond to that shit.
No, it's because I need everybody's attention.
It's
I need to
because
make sure everyone likes me.
it's because they're two different types of subs, and they can't
Yeah, they are.
dom each other. And Alex makes the face where he's like, "God damn it, I hate that this is just accurate."
What am I supposed to say to that?
You're supposed to say
I quit the show.
You're supposed to say it's technically true, but you hate it.
I do hate it.
Ugh.
Yeah, so now
damn
Misato's
it.
hanging out with a bunch of teenagers, getting drunk with them. Well, how sad do you think her life has to be that she has just gotten a promotion, and her promotion party is her, the two teenagers that live with her, and their teenage friends, and no one else that she knows has shown up.
That would lead someone to
Who does
just
she
start
know?
drinking a lot.
I mean, she's getting drunk with teenagers.
I'm gonna say, who else does she know? She works for a
Ritsuko.
more shady organization than the CIA.
She knows Ritsuko and Kaji.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Kaji.
Well, isn't that weird? That
Yeah. She knows those two people.
lo
She
and
knows other
behold, they
people.
eventually show up.
She knows other people, but those are the two that hypothetically should be hanging out with her when she's celebrating.
Yeah. You want her to go out for lunch with their boss?
Well, no, because Gendo heard that Shinji was going to be there, so he can't show up.
Oh, shit. I've already had my visits with them when I was, loading up the Evangelion
Yep.
last episode.
I already saw him once this month at work.
That counts as my yearly phone call.
We do get the yearly phone call later.
It's probably the best yearly phone call Shinji's gotten.
Well, it's a 3 yearly, but that's a later episode.
Yeah. No, this is like easily the best experience he's had with his father.
My father doesn't know.
God, yeah, no,
Oh yeah, this episode ends with them fucking like Shinji describing a literal trauma. Like You're not supposed to find that this is a bad thing.
Yeah, but Shinji doesn't know
Everything
that.
about this is awful.
Yeah, but Shinji doesn't know that. He doesn't know what a normal human life is supposed to be like. He lives
This is
alone.
where Masato needs to step in. Be a parent.
Yes, but Misato also is not prepared for this because she had a shitty childhood, which we find out this episode.
Yeah, so she deals with it by drinking with, Shinji.
But he's
Her,
literally just like, I
Here's a
live.
beer, kid.
I live for the approval of my father. That doesn't ring any alarm bells in anyone's mind.
yeah,
No?
No.
no, she can't help him because she's not over her own trauma yet.
She's like, oh, I also have daddy issues.
Oh,
Wow.
maybe I'm also not okay. Why didn't they?
That would have been better to say than nothing.
Yeah, why didn't they pick up on that when they did my psych screening going into Nerve? Oh, that's why I was hired? Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Oh, man. Can I just say you triggered me so hard because it's called Nerve.
Nerve.
Oh, God. Yep.
As a side note, because I'm a few episodes ahead, and you can edit this part out
No,
if
it's
you
good.
want. The way they pronounced Kesper was insane.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of issues.
Kesper.
There's a
Like,
lot.
I had to read it on screen, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, there's
They're
a lot of
doing some
issues.
work in this dub.
I think they're just saying it the way the Japanese cast said it, knowing full well they did not speak English.
It's crazy. I did not catch the Casper bit for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
But yeah, so
Nerve.
Ritsuko and Kaji actually do show up finally together, which sets off some flags for the two women that are obsessed with Kaji. One of whom is a 14-year-old girl, and the other is the woman that he constantly sexually harasses at work.
Yeah, but that's just a game they like to play.
At this point,
It's a
it
really
is.
bad workplace game. It's a really bad game. It's also really bad in the workplace.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah,
they're
well,
both
that's the fun in it.
If anything,
No.
their coworkers should be complaining because they're into it, but they're forcing it on their colleagues now. This is normal for them. This is a nightmare for the people who work like a few cubicles down the way. So anyway, then we go to a graveyard full of blood.
You have to believe it's artistic choice and it's just water, but it's
Oh
probably not.
no, dude, this is where the second impact happened. But that's the Aurora Borealis right there.
Yeah, all that red algae.
Yep,
Oh god.
it's an algal bloom.
Yeah, right.
Definitely not fluids of a special kind.
Yep.
Also, what the shit are they carrying?
Um,
A bomb.
it's a non-zero.
That's a weird snake bomb.
I mean, we get a different type of horrifying bomb in the form of an angel that drops bits of itself from space.
It's
love
also
this.
in some like Burning Man Coachella-esque design too.
Dude, I fucking love this thing. I think it's so like we're getting to the part of Evangelion where we have like really interesting ideas for angels.
Yeah.
Like this
Dude,
thing
it
just
gets wicked from here.
oh, dude, again, you're not wrong.
It's fucking wicked. One of the ones we're gonna get here shortly is literally a mind fuck, and
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Oh, dude, there's so many good ones. There's so many, but
These are almost conventional compared to some of the later ones.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, again, like the last few we've had. Okay, this one and the one before this one were both really interesting because they had like, oh, this one cries like the last one cries acid. This one separates parts of its body from orbit to launch them at the Earth.
Yeah, it's literally the rods from God or whatever it's called.
Yep. It's just firing kinetic rod bits of its body down. And it's such a fucking
In a
interesting
very
choice.
effective manner.
Oh yeah. Well, and I love that it's like course correcting. It's like, well, okay, that one didn't work. I guess I'm gonna change the trajectory a little bit. Okay, that one got closer, and I'm just gonna keep going until I get to where I'm supposed to.
Which, up to this point, we've given no breath to the idea of why is it always Nerv?
Because
Yep.
No. If it was like eradicate the populace of Earth, they wouldn't be so hell bent. There's something in there they want.
I mean, you have touched on
the
a
rest of the
key idea.
population is just there in Tokyo.
We know that's not true.
No, because we've
He
talked
doesn't
about
know
like
that.
Germany and the United States already.
Yeah, and other governmental bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the fun thing is, those countries completely left alone.
Yeah, they just want to
They
destroy
seem
Tokyo.
to be.
They're fine.
Yeah, so
Considering that we've seen apparently every preemptive angel for the third impact.
well,
Uh,
so I'm trying to remember, where's the second impact? Is that Alaska that the second impact happens?
I thought the second impact was Antarctica.
It might have been. It's one of the cold places. That's all
No,
I
it's
remember.
it's they. If you're referencing what is seen here in this episode,
Yep.
it's Antarctica.
Okay,
They're
yep.
at the South Pole.
Yep. So the second impact happened there, but they're
So
specifically
we don't know anything about the first impact yet,
no,
do we?
no. I mean,
Not a location, not a cause, even if it's related.
no, not yet. We're in the dark on that one as of now. But we know that the third impact they're trying to prevent, and it seems to be focused on Tokyo 3.
First two Tokyos are gone.
Yeah, because Godzilla kept showing up.
God damn it.
I mean, in a manner of speaking,
I
it's
also,
probably a creation of our own doing.
Nah, Godzilla was an angel. He was the first impact.
yeah. Yeah, so I've talked with both of you guys about this before we started recording. So this is one of the angels of like the first half of the series that is consistently present in adaptations. Like this is one that shows up. Like it's in the rebuild movies. A lot of the other ones get cut. This one's in the rebuild movies. Um, I think it's in the manga too. I'm pretty sure it's in the manga. I'm pretty sure it's in video games also. Like this is one of the ones they really like the idea of, and I think part of it has to do with the whole catching it aspect.
Yeah.
It's got to be the teamwork aspect, because other than that, this is not a very interesting kaiju.
Mhm. Although again, I appreciate that like we're getting into weird designs with this one and the previous one. And like
Yeah,
obviously
they're
the way
getting substantially weirder.
Yep. Which is kind of where Ano likes to live. Well, the entire team likes to live for the back half of the series is progressively weirder concepts for angels.
I really want them to keep pushing the boundary, because there's one in particular coming up that I just lived for. It was so interesting.
Just wait. I will tell you when we get to my favorite angel, it is fascinating. Like there's a lot of interesting shit that goes on with my favorite one.
Well, like they do such interesting, like the core concept behind it is just brilliant and simple all at once, and it's just so counterintuitive. It feels very Black Mirror.
Mm. Again, we'll get to that one because I know that one's one you're gonna look forward. Like we're probably gonna have a long episode for that one because I know you're excited for that one, and I know we'll get a lot of material out of that one.
It's just math.
Yep.
I love it. I love it. The show's getting good.
Mhm. But anyway, so Misato's like, hey, so you three are gonna come in, and you guys have to work together using your AT fields to catch this thing before it hits the ground. Because if it hits the ground, it's over. So you have to
Nope,
make
we're
sure that you
all
catch it.
dead.
Yep.
Why
Eh,
did the Avas have AT field?
Yeah,
We ask ourselves.
that's another good question. Again, what is even an
Huh.
AT field?
What even is an AT field?
We know that the angels can.
Have AT fields.
Yep, and we know that the Avas do too. And we know that the only way you can disrupt an AT field is with an AT field.
So that
And a
must mean
knife.
that they're a counter weapon, but what if they're not?
Yeah. So we get a lot of
So
planning this
fucking
episode for we need to catch this
confused.
angel. And they've decided that like they're setting up the three kids at various points so that uh they have a high probability of being able to catch it. That at least one of them will get to it to slow it down in time. The others will catch up, and they'll be able to hold it aloft, basically, in order to keep it from slamming into the ground and killing it.
Yeah, because if bits and pieces of it cause these detonations, imagine what the entirety of its mass could do.
Yep. And now that
Um,
it's honed in on where its
I'll
target is, it's probably going to launch the rest of the body at it. And that's hypothetically an extinction level event, maybe the third impact. So they need to make sure they prevent it.
We still don't know what constitutes an impact.
Not
If
yet.
an angel's appearance does not constitute one.
Not yet. And we won't for a while still. Not like we're not going to get it at all. Just it's going to be a hot minute before we get that.
yeah.
But yeah, so we get some more conversation between Misato and Shinji about how parents suck. And there's this moment that
That
I,
Essentially,
I don't
Masato
understand.
is Shinji's future.
yeah. Well, and there's this moment I like.
It's why it's in sepia.
I don't know if it's in the Netflix dub, but in the original dub, there's this moment where Shinji's always saying, "I mustn't run away. I mustn't run away." And there's
Yeah.
this moment where he stops. He's like, "I will not run away."
Don't run away.
Let me make sure I'm saying it the exact right way.
Yeah, no, we get that moment in the beginning of the fight where he's like, "Don't run away."
Yeah, he says, "I
Very
won't run
cathartic.
away." It's real simple, but it's this good change where like up until that moment, it's kind of been this frantic energy of like, I mustn't, I shouldn't, basically. And he's like, "No, I'm not going to." In this moment, I know I'm not going to run away.
Yeah, I feel like won't as a addiction makes a bigger impact than don't.
Yep.
Yeah. And the Netflix, he still sounds like a little bitch here.
Yeah.
I mean, he did in the original dub too, so, but intentional. I think that's overplayed in this.
He's
So anyway,
worse than Netflix version.
then we get the
It's rough.
three Avas running in. I actually
Yeah, they're doing
real
their Sonic Fest.
yeah, dude, I really like this sequence. I think I like it more when we eventually get to the rebuild movies. I think this is the version of this scene I prefer, but they're like every version of this scene is done really well. And
Yeah.
anyway, so Shinji's the first one to get to it, and he gets right underneath it, activates his AT field to slow it down.
And
And
he's about to be overwhelmed.
yep, he's about to be overwhelmed when the other two get there and use their fields to reinforce him. And then Ray tears its AT field open, and Asuka pulls out her knife and stabs it, and then it explodes.
First time this knife's been used and used correctly.
Shinji's knife got a lot of good use.
No, her knife.
Yeah.
She has dropped it every time she has pulled it out, except for here.
Yep.
Because she's bad.
No, she's not. She has the highest think rate.
She's a bad tactician, and it's not surprising.
She's perfect.
So that's something I like about her. So she equates, especially like everyone kind of does, but she equates that having a high sync rate makes her good at being an Ava pilot. And
there's more to a soldier than your weapons.
Oh yeah,
and a natural born leader.
Like ultimately, she's the most hypothetically capable of piloting.
Yeah, but Kikaru backed that shit up.
Oh yeah, no, like I'm saying, like she's the most hypothetically capable of it, but she doesn't have the same. Weirdly, like Shinji has that killer instinct more than she does.
Like the game.
You get Shinji in the wrong mood, and he will fucking go for the jugular. You get
like, are we sure that the Berserker mode is Shinji? I'm not convinced.
I mean that's a tough one to say for sure. I would say it depends on the episode, and we'll get more on that later too.
Okay. Also, am I the only one who find like, from my perspective, having not seen the series, does anybody else find it weird, or should I find it weird that the Avas are fucking invincible? I mean, they're literally at ground zero of the destruction of this nuclear blast that this angel sets off. And they just walk away like, yeah, of course it's fine. They get blanketed in C4, the size of a city.
There's actually
and they just go, fine, whatever.
There's an explanation for that. It's a pre-existing explanation.
Okay, please fill me in, because like every time that the Avas get their shit rocked, they're like, yeah, it's fine.
So, you'll notice if an angel is attacking directly, they can be damaged or like at least knocked around. But just like how the angels can only be hurt by like their AT fields being messed with.
If the AT field is up, they are invincible.
Pretty much. And the second that angel was gone, their AT fields just stopped. Like they tried nuking one of the angels in an earlier episode, and the same thing happened.
Yeah. So like you're saying, if one of the Avas was to become the enemy of all conventional humans, there's nothing you can do to stop it short of bringing its AT field down.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. No hope. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it's a good thing that will never happen.
Yep.
No.
That's why you'd have to throw another Ava at it. Like if someone went rogue with an Ava, you'd have to throw a second Ava at it in order to bring it down.
These things sound like angels.
I mean, they're hinting more and more at what the Avas are as this goes. Like that vision of
they're not Gundams.
A being. Dude, we need it. I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to watch G-Clux at some point. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, yeah, so that was the episode. I thought this was a pretty fun one. It's not amazing by any means, but this is where we start getting some interesting ideas. What do you guys think?
I mean, this is kind of the point where I told Alex, like, this is where he's going to start enjoying things.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting to get good.
Yep. All right. Well, with that, tune in next time where we'll talk about episode 13 of Neon Genesis Evangelion. One second, let me look up what the name of that episode is. Well, the
One of the four.
names, plural, of what the episode is. So tune in next time where we will talk about episode 13, Angel Infiltration, or Lilliputian Hitcher. Anyway, see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye now.